So after a couple mow downs, and I still have to go to work in the morning, we're going to go try to get as much fabric we can lay down. See, we had multiple days of rain. Luckily, today we had a nice warm, humid day. Actually, we didn't get as much rain as a lot of other places got. So, I'm trying to navigate through a small opening of the gate. So, right now would be a good time, being the temperatures dropped, we can go down and lay some fabric. Whew. I should have opened the other window on the truck. I love how you fall over as I hit the brakes. My rearview mirror likes to go in different spots when I'm driving. It's great. It is hot in this truck. Let's get outside, start laying some fabric. After quite a lot of several passes with the lawnmower, literally trying to suck up as much as it could. And obviously the white that you see behind is the peat pod fabric. That is what we have left over. So this is what we are looking at as a working environment. Now, of course, I'm trying to figure out which way is the best way to run the fiber, run the lining, whatever we want to call it. It's going to be on the ground. So there's going to be a lot of cutting. There's going to be a lot of stapling. And the best thing is I'm going to try to get this done as quick as possible, because with New York weather, who knows what's going on. Now, of course, with this guy here, it's going to have to get pushed up a little bit, or leave it the way it is. Now, leaving it the way it is isn't that big of a deal, because I have enough room for a raised bed right here where it touches the back of my legs, and I can always come by and trim it. The bees love it. I mean, right now it is a bee paradise. Even when I was out here mowing, the bees did not care that I was out here. They're just eating this catmint plant. So they're loving this, honestly, as it is. And I would love to kind of like pull it up and try to mow under it and try to like focus it upwards, but I'm going to leave it the way it is at the moment. If things change, things will change. If I start seeing a weed problem, things will change. But honestly, I've never seen any weeds at all, and all I see in the center is new plants coming up. So this thing has been like the biggest weed killer in my area, and my cherry tree has no problem with it. So I do have a fiber core that I do want to put around everybody. So also there's the cutting, there's the amount of how much fiber is going to go around everybody, how much fabric is going to go around everybody, and which way am I going to run the direction when I first start off. Honestly, I'm thinking for the long run, unfortunately, I'm not coming out of a roll. I'm coming out of, I got to unfold it. So that's going to be really fun. So I got to unfold this thing and take a look at it. I really kind of wish I did buy a roll, because it would have been a lot easier than... I was trying to be cheap. So I bought a square versus a roll, trying to be cheap. And honestly, trying to lay this down now, I'm like, I really should have bought a roll, because with a roll, at least I can kind of like cut it and move it around, versus a square. And what I mean by square, I mean literally a square. I mean, we're looking at, well, this. So it comes with nails. It is by Lavari, weed barrier, landscape fabric, chemical free weed control, stops weed growth, make plants grow better, eco-friendly. Yeah, they all say the same. But it comes in a square with an airplane. So, unfortunately, I'm not really sure what this is going to entail, so let me see if I can kind of stick you guys somewhere in the army truck. Oh, did not stop the video. That will not be cut out of the video because I'm tired of cutting stuff out. So, right now we are starting off with only the lead fabric in the back of the army truck. With a new blade. I also bought new blades as well. It's my garbage pail with me. Oh! It still has the hose from the last video in it, plus everything else. Oh, cool. It comes in a Ziploc bag. Like, that makes a difference. Nails. I got my rubber hammer that I've had forever from Stanley. Not my father, but literally from Stanley. Ironically, my father's same name. Although the parts were better than my father. Ooh, that's a dangerous joke. I'm also not lying. Now, of course, they don't have what I've seen a lot of people talk about with having the little plastic collar on it. I would say that'd be better for putting down your fabric. This is better than just a straight up and down nail, for sure, because it pinches it here. With a circle, it pinches it more. But I'm putting artificial circle on top of it, so I'm fine with a regular nail. And I bought a bunch of regular nails for this project, so if I don't need them, I'm going to return them as long as the expiration date of returning doesn't run out. I also bought these fabric covers for the beds that I found that were in the rough ratio that were similar to like a grill cover, and I decided to go with something different that you guys will see. I'm not going to spoil that part yet. So I'm going to be returning those, and that's $130 back into my pocket for this project. So that's great, because I'm not going to use those, so I can spend that money on other things. So this package comes with one, it comes with two. It comes with a piece of paper. Question is really, how do these get laid out? Now, I'm obviously filming from a cell phone, which probably most of that you guys did not see at all, because I realized where my camera's facing. Stupid me. So unfortunately you guys missed a lot of that, which is these are the nails, this is my hammer, this is my knife, and this is what we got. So we're gonna lay this out on the ground. I'm gonna switch camera angles so you guys can see it. Alright. No, come on. Alright, so from this angle, before the camera falls over again, this is one of the squares. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to see how big it is. Now we know they're pretty big. We're going to see actually how big it actually comes out to be. Now this is where, like I said, like a roll would have been a lot better than a square, but somebody wasn't thinking. That could get it kind of further around here. Okay. Although I'm not really hitting the square, although I kind of have like a small feeling I didn't buy enough. It's usually weird because usually the other way around. I usually buy way more than I need. So here's the next square. It unfolds like such. About 4 feet across. It's about yay high. And yes, I looked to see if it spreads wider. But I would have to say though, I might be mistaken. Give me 1 second. Is actually the final thickness of it, which actually I didn't realize it was actually going to be that thick, which I thought was maybe 2-ply, but it's actually a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really cheap. So yeah, let's go lay down the other strip. I just want to make sure, in case everybody's watching still, that the aliens know where to land at my house, is look for the idiot laying down reed fabric because he's getting fat and old and lazy. Now, of course, you guys might have seen that I laid it kind of around my trees. Well, I used to have a tree. 1 tree, 2 tree, 3 tree, same thing for the metal. I laid it around the tree. I also realized I may not have enough fabric. Maybe. Or I might literally have enough because we have 1 more package left. So whether we have just enough or not enough. Whew. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to staple it from the far end down, keep a nice straight line. As I get to the tree, I'm going to put a nice little cut in it. The cut that I'm going to be putting is so that I could put a cocoa fiber core circle around the tree. I had to remember that. I didn't want to redo this video again. It's all improv, okay? So I'm going to be cutting it around it, and then hopefully we have enough fiber or fabric, whatever you want to call it. You're supposed to put it like 4 inches over lap. I thought, honestly, I thought 1 pack was going to be good. I thought 2 packs were going to be overkill. I think 2 packs of 2 are going to be underkill. So I'm going to lay these down and I'm going to see what they look like. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice as well, so I'm going to try to get as much as I can before the sun goes down. I'm going to listen to some music, drink some beer, and hang out with my catbirds. So we'll see when I'm done with this section. I know it don't look pretty yet. This is our current progress. So it's currently, the one layer is laid with the staples that were applied. This is actually the 2 sections that came out of 1 pack. They got the crossover, but unfortunately I ran out of staples. Although I might be able to use those staples for the next round of staples. But other than that, we're going to probably end up using these big guys. But this is where we're at so far. Honestly, I'm not hating this thing. I know it looks like it's curving, which it kind of is, because this whole yard is like screwed up, right? So like I'm literally not using literally like where it's curving, because the concrete just caves in on both sides. So I know it doesn't look straight like most people want it, but I'm literally trying to work off of the environment that I'm in. Like you see the concrete just caving in, and that's how it's been for years. It hasn't really changed, so I kind of have to like work with it. That's why like when people ask me like, what's your measurements, like both sides are different. It depends on which way the concrete's caving in and then where I laid bricks. But I've been ripping up the bricks. I actually propped up the catmint a little bit to actually get the fabric under it. So originally I was going to go around it, but I was like, you know what, let me prop it up. So I actually pushed it up because I got those cocoa core circles that I want to put around it, like mulch circles, which actually might do both plants, the cherry and the catmint. Not sure, but I was able to get up in there with my legs and just push it up. It smells really good. So I ran out of nails, but I do have to run another line, which sucks because the line that I'm going to run, most of it's going to get lost, and I'm not going to run it like through here as a strip. I'm going to run it around all of this, so I kind of lose like some of it there, and it's going to be the same way when it's grass. But hey, you know what, it's better than what I've been dealing with. And honestly, for the first time doing this with like nails instead of just putting like mulch and soil on top of it, it's really not that bad. And honestly, I like what I'm doing, even though I'm spending a lot of money on this. And a lot of people are saying, well, you should have put this out and you should have put that and you should do this, you do. Shut the fuck up. This is my project, not yours. Enjoy, keep watching. This is Mike over here at Growtopia. More to come. Well, it's about 8:07 p.m. on a Wednesday night over here on June 24th of 2026. Just to show you guys what I'm doing, in case anybody was interested in watching. So I am actually, I have no idea if you guys can actually really see anything, but hopefully you do. So I'm putting nails down. I gotta go and cut around the tree. I'm gonna call this. So let's see. It's hard trying to find a spot to stick you. So probably kind of more or less like the top of the spectrum back here. Stick on top of a garbage pail. There you go, right? So cameras say you get to see. So what I'm doing is I'm putting down the droppies. Oh hell. So I'm putting down these staples on the inside as well as the outside. On the inside they get removed for the next section of fabric that goes on, like I did on the other side. It's 8 o'clock and I really got to start winding down, but I want to get this down before I call it done for tonight, so that the wind and shit doesn't blow it away. And I got one more that can do it, but it's going to take, so you can see the, I don't know if you can see the green lines, but each of them have 4 green lines. One, two, three, 4. The next one goes on top of this. You lose a section. So obviously I have another section to go over it, but unfortunately I honestly really do think, which I am going to do, I'm going to buy another one just in case, being it's only Wednesday night. It should be here by the weekend to get the next one in here. I do have leftover from where I cut, but I honestly don't believe I have enough, so I'm going to order it, and if I don't need it I can just return it, right? So anyway, so you guys can watch the fat boy hammer in some staples, which honestly I should grab more while I'm here. All right. You could use your hands as well, but my hands are killing me. Whew. Tell you, man, it's a lot of back-breaking work, but it's going to pay off in the long run. You don't have to bend over and fight with weeds and beds, and everything's going to be elevated. No fancy, fake artificial grass on top of the world. Who came up with this idea? This idea. Alright, so now we're going to have to do the next part that's kind of fun. Involves a knife. And I'm going to cut around the tree, and then we'll come back and put the staples in right away, of course. has the most beautiful cut on camera ever. Now, I know that probably didn't look pretty. It wasn't supposed to be. Because with the coconut core fiber pieces I'm going to put in, it's going to make it look a lot prettier later on. Alright, just like that, down. So I'll rope the rest of it, just for later, plus ordering another pack. And I know it looks ugly, but they're all going to look ugly. Well, it's 8:21 p.m. on a Wednesday. I was hoping I can get a little further. I know I left a big section on this side. Don't worry, everybody. I did one over there, but not as big as that one. We still have one more fabric to run that goes straight down here, and not enough to go through the center. Wonderful. And this section here is two pieces that are overlapped. They're overlapped by literally one green section here, so it's overlapped by a bigger flap. So it's probably more than I really needed to overlap, even though I'm putting artificial grass on top of it. I just want to really kind of make sure. I honestly don't have enough to actually go across the concrete to the other side. So, and I can't really staple it in there. So the artificial grass honestly might be literally sitting on top of the concrete with the weeds down below that may come through it. I don't know. That's a decision I got to try to make. Unless I try to keep everything within the confines of the growing section of the orchard, like it has been for a while. So you're going to see it when I start putting the beds out there. I'll probably make a decision. Well, actually, that's where the decision actually really comes into play, because the grass is actually measured from the edge of there to the edge of there, and not anything else in between. Although I could always extend the grass depending on the way it runs. I guess that will come down the line when I start laying the grass down. I start figuring it out. But honestly, I feel like 1 week is going to be basically this, and then a little bit of grass. We got a little bit of wind. We finally got away from the rain. So this is just Wednesday. So we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And hopefully it doesn't rain this weekend. It probably will, because Mother Nature is currently trying to smite me right now. So everything did dry out, which is great. But anyway, it's Wednesday. I got to go to my normal day job, so let me get back home and see what happens on Thursday. If not Thursday, then Friday. Definitely Thursday. I'm going to try to come out here, unless it's raining. Who knows? That'll be part of this little entourage of videos that I put all together. I wanted to try to get the other row done, but I am honestly shot. So, yeah. Well, everybody, it is it's Friday at 5:35 in the morning. I have a bunch of things to do today. Plus, waiting for more of the fabric to finish the rest of what I had started on Wednesday night, and then start laying down. But like every good farming situation everybody runs into, it's raining. So I woke up to it downpouring. Great, for fuck's sake, just what I need. It's downpouring. I need to be dry out there. So, other than I'm waiting for the fabric, it's not really what I need right now. So, fucking great. Oh, stay tuned. Well, everybody, it's Friday, June 26th. It's a little smoky over here. It's about 1:25 in the afternoon. Our fabric showed up with some more staples a couple hours ago, but I had to run my mother to the doctor. And possibly, we almost saw at the hospital. But apparently, that wasn't the case, so thank God. But they did a blood test on her, so we won't really know until then. And waiting on medication to eventually hit the drugstore, so we then go pick it up. But in the meantime, we're gonna fight with the rain, man. We had I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning to this weird sound on my roof and outside my house. What the hell is this sound? Oh, I forgot the Bluetooth speaker. We need the Bluetooth speaker. Probably some training fluid. Hell yeah. Alright. Got the speaker. You need that. You need that to listen to music. The sound of that, we're going to need some training fluid. Before I go anywhere off the property, I'm going to have to put some training fluid in them. But yeah, no, so we were trying. My plan this morning was not to hit the fence. My plan this morning, also not to hit the fence, was to try to get some of this done before her doctor's appointment, and then come back. And then I got my smoker running. I'm smoking up some ribs this weekend. I have it for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. Good old barbecue smoked ribs. Good old eating. But apparently when I woke up at 5 o'clock, Mother Nature decided that it was time to rain instead. So I did nothing until her doctor's appointment. And now that I'm finally home, I fired up the smoker and fired up the truck, loaded up, and back out in the field. Got a couple beers with me. It's good when you're on your own property. Cops can't pull you over for drinking and driving. So, literally. Note to self, anybody out there who is curious if you could drink and drive on your own property, yes you can. You own the land. They don't own it. You own the land. So, Even though the government thinks they own the land, they don't own that. They don't own shit. They try to come take my land. You can get smoked out by one thing or the other. Chuck, me, or my smoker. Figure out which does the more smoking. But after the rain came through, I swear the bugs woke up. But the birds have been eating the bugs out here like there's no tomorrow. I'm like, what the hell is that thing? That's so squeaky. Whew! Tossed my bucket down here. I got sprayed in the face with water. Oh. So you can see actually how it held up pretty good with the rain. I mean, it should have. There's no reason why it shouldn't have. I have idiots in airplanes. I have another strip to go across the same size as this one here. I know, me and my goofy shoes. I gotta see what this is here. See how this is like poking up. You don't need to poke a honey through the wood or the mulch, so I just kind of go in there and rip it out. So that's good with the fabric. I can go in there and I clean it up. So I'm gonna run another one that literally overlaps into that square there. It'll run here. And then I got 2 more packs, plus I got the leftovers to try to fill in the blanks. And if we get to a stage where I'm actually happy to start laying down some grass, I'm going to start laying down some grass, because we have cloudy skies right now, and I'm going to be trying to get as much as I can done at the same time as working on my smoker as well, which is heating up the temp. So if we can get the fabric down and then start getting, guys, if you're new to the channel, this is my big boy smoker. In case anybody goes missing, this is where it went through. It's a big giant XD series professional charred griller smoker. Had it for a while. As you can see, it's rusted pretty good. I put a hinge on there, door hinge, just so I can open and close it safely. As redneck as it gets. And it's currently working on heating up the temp, which really that needs to be higher, and it's going to take a while to get it up to 300. So it's a big boy. But we have some big ass ribs, baby back ribs that I bought last night, and I put some rub on them, and they've been sitting in apple cider. And then we got some apple and cherry and maple and some bourbon barrel chunks that are in here. Like, this is a big nice chunk here. And then in here as well is also 2 parts water and 5 parts rum. So make sure everybody has their fire extinguisher nearby. But that's going to take a hot minute before that even gets started. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to be over here doing my own thing. So this is what we got over here. Hope everybody likes what's going on. Keep watching. Honestly, I'm literally fighting Mother Nature. And that's it. And unfortunately, the whole time while I'm cooking, I get to listen to music, drink beer, listen to airplanes. Until I put my music on, then I can't hear those fuckers. Seriously. And smell good food. So, yeah. Let's go, America. 250th anniversary. Growtopia, 1976. There's a reason for the number. Anyway, keep watching. More to come. Yeah, look at that baby running. We got the ribs on there. We got some apple and cherry in there. Look at that. Got it running low. Wood on there. It's going to be nice. We're in a nice smoke. You don't want too much smoke, so you got a good amount where smoke and heat can release, and temperature we can raise it up a little bit, but we kind of want to slow cook it, so we're going to try to keep it a little closer to 250, and just by doing that, and that's it. That's what I call by running the steam train. That's it, and there's water in the belly. Back to the farming. Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you, I don't know if I showed you beforehand, I'm going to show you now, is how I lay it down. So the fabric comes in squares. So one of the things is that, geez, God, I look really fat now. Ignore the shoulders. Anyway, I really don't give a shit. So, nevertheless, so originally when I used to do this years ago, I used to do it on a roll, and it was like, you know, you're looking at a roll that's probably somewhere between like 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds. This is like, what is this, 4 feet by 8 feet or 4 feet by 9 feet or 10 feet, some shit like that. I'll post at the end of this video. In the description below will be everything I use in this video, including the nails, the blade, the fabric, the grass, not the beer, not the music, and not everything else in between. Not the army truck, unless you want to look at usgsgov.com. But everything that involves to do this, actually how much it costs to do this. I'm not going to need the other section. So when it comes 2 of them in a pack, and they're like this. They're like a book, right? Easy to manage. But you also kind of think, like, is that better than a roll? Well, I mean, it kind of is, because if you got a roll, depending on how big the roll is and depending on what you're doing. So if I was originally doing this without any of the trees and the plants, I honestly would have went for a roll, because I could just roll it across and drop it and just run the staples across. And the staples are literally just pinning it to the ground. They don't have any barbs on them where they can lift out. You're just stapling it down to the ground. And the staples that I'm running are from the packs currently. I think I might have opened one box, I'm not sure yet. But these have got to be about 5-inch staples. I ordered 3-inch ones. We'll see how those work out. But currently I haven't needed them yet. I've been using the staples that actually came with these packages. Plus I had a couple nails that I had bought as well that you guys saw. And the bumblebees don't bother me when I'm getting up and personal with the catmint over there. They literally will crawl across my arm onto the next flower. It's really funny. They're so used to me out here, so I think it's like generation after generation of bees knowing, like, okay, he's safe, he's not a predator, he's just doing something weird and crazy that he's never done before. So if I didn't have this stuff out here, a roll would have been a lot easier. But because I do have stuff out here, this is where the squares come in easier. So if you unfold the square to the full size of it right here, it's about 4 feet across, and then we do is we unfold it again, unfold it again, unfold it again, and that's where you get your length, you get your width. Okay, now you can see it's a little bigger than it is when I first started talking. I'm going to start laying it literally from the catmint back, and then I'm going to go back and staple it, just to show you guys what it takes. This is literally the easiest run I have to do, because there's no cutting except for at the end making it flush. So watch, enjoy, comment, complain down below. I don't care. I won't. Listen to the birds. And what's nice with a square is I just have to, like, bend over just a little bit, grab it, flip it up. Now I'm not doing like a big roll where now I gotta constantly try to roll it. The square is nice, honestly. Soft enough, you actually don't need a hammer. You just push it in by hand. But it is better in some spots with a hammer. Over here it's nice and soft. So I push it in by hand without needing to use a hammer. So let's get going. I don't know if you can use your foot. So I established at the top of it, on both sides, that I know that it's going to be running straight. See, the problem is that a lot of people are going to try putting it in and they do one side and then they go to grab the other side to try to get it to reach over, and they're going to realize it doesn't reach. So you got to take the staples out and shift it over an inch or two, So I do the top, slide it over, see if it's going to reach. It's obviously going to reach nice. I just run my staples. Now I can hammer it all the way through. I can slide across my ass and do it. I'm going to probably slide across my ass and do it because it's a little easier that way. And bending over and standing up, and bending over and standing up. Staples down ahead of time, so I can literally grab it, make it nice and tight. Now I'm making it not exactly enough, I'm going to tell you it's really enough so you can see it beforehand. That is my butt. I got an extra staple here. Looks pretty good over there. I got 2 extra staples. Plus one over there. Don't worry, I got some cool stuff coming for you. Also like using my foot too as a way of moving it down. Puncture it. I don't need a lot of pressure to puncture it. I'm probably making it look a lot worse than it really is. It's really easy. Over there. I didn't unfold it all the way. But you can literally just place it too. Like that. That's going to need a little bit. Because you're going through 2 of them into the ground. Just like that. That's it. Simple. Super easy to do. Remember, we're putting artificial turf on top of it. So, if we don't staple in all the best spots, the turf is going to keep it down the ground. This is just an extra, like I'm already trying to staple in, and I hit something. So whatever I hit, I'll start with brick, stone, whatever. Reposition it, hammer it down, and that's it on that side. Now we're going to go to the other side. Obviously we got this one, and this one done. I'm going to need one here, here, he says. It's humid out here too. So, if you can see how the other ones look really flat, that's because the sun touched them. When they sat out here in the sun, they get nice and flat like they look. All nice and stretched. And the longer they sit, the better they look. And then if I come across something like under the ground, like a root or like a plant or a weed of some sort that I need to take out, I can rip it out, toss it to the side, and keep my way moseying along. They are pointed, so watch your fingers, and if you have any sprinkler lines down below, well, you probably hit them already. Like that, we're done. But we're not done. Oh, hell yeah. Whoo-wee. So now, we're done with that. So they're going to look better as they sit out. Like that one I did earlier. I literally did this strip that you're looking at here. See how flatter that looks? It looked like that when I laid it. About half an hour later, it looks like that. I cut a little horribly on it, but it's fine. So all I gotta do now is cut the excess off. And the armor truck's gonna need some attention. So I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna get rid of all the fabric material. We're going to keep the staples, of course. We're going to grab other staples that we have. We're going to load the truck up with the artificial turf, and then we're going to come out here and start laying, because tomorrow is supposed to be a rainy day. But also the meat's looking good too, and I've been trying to pull all my gray hairs out. I look less old. If you look at the top of my head, I don't know, salt and pepper. My two favorite condiments. We're at 300 degrees, and the ribs are looking pretty good. Eventually, they will be wrapped in aluminum foil with some butter and stuff, but they're currently running off of the wood. So, kind of trying to drop the temperature a little bit. We don't want them to cook too high. I use tools that I'm not supposed to, but everything works the way I want it to work. So I'm not gonna lie, it is humid out here. I am literally sweating just trying to talk to you. Look at my forehead. It's not a hairstyle, it's called sweat, and this is why my hair is receding, is from doing this all the time in the garden. Look at this. Look at this. I got the ultimate widow's peak. I call it the garden peak. Anyway, let's keep motoring along. Alright guys, so we currently have the fabric all laid down. It's all cut and trimmed the way that I want it. Now it's grass time. Oh yes, it's grass time. So I'm gonna head back. Also put some more charcoal in there, some wood chips. Open up the valve so it doesn't over smoke the meat from the hardwood charcoal. It's not really charcoal, but I call it charcoal, but it's really not. So smoker's running good. Army truck's running good. Needed a little tranny fluid. I didn't realize I had more of it with me. I knew I bought it. I didn't know where it went. It was on the floor, passenger side. So it's gonna need a little more, but we have some leftover fabric. I'm gonna head back up front and offload this, and then we're gonna go grab our grass. All right, everybody. So you can see what's the fun that's next, right? So I still got stuff I got to take out of the truck, but we have these pickers, which honestly they look like something you would see at the dentist. They freak me out, but they're for pulling the staples out, which I could have used at times, but honestly I really didn't need them. So I might need them for something else down the line, so I'm not going to throw them away. So I'm just going to put them into my cabinet of things and many things that I don't know that's in there until I look in there one day and I'm like, oh, I could have used that years ago. Oh god, whew, man, it is hot as hell out there. We have our Cocoa Core half circles or circles. We got our pizza. Alright, it's well overdone. This is how we cook it out here in Growtopia. We like our pizza nice and stringy. So I'm going to show you that when I lay those out there. They're going to go around the base of the trees and the blueberry and the catmint as well. It works as a weed barrier. It works, I wouldn't say it's 100% of a weed barrier, but it works as a weed barrier. Don't quote me on it, first time using it. And it also works as a mulch. Don't quote me on that either, but it's probably going to look really cool. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put it under the grass or over the fake grass. So I'm going to take a couple rolls, or a roll. See, these squares are set up different. And what's cool is that they actually come with the green staples, and they come with the collars on them. So you kind of like, I guess you can hide it. Honestly, I'm going to see which way it goes. Like I said, I'm not looking for aesthetics. I'm not looking to put this on, like, you know, a Hallmark channel of lawns. I'm just looking to make it functional for myself, and that's all I'm really doing. So don't, anybody who's watching this who thinks that I'm a professional, I am freaking new at this. I did the weed fabric years ago, but it was a different type of setup. It was a completely new property, nothing growing, all dirt, and not for nothing, but about 7 years later to last week, which was 7 years to the date ish, not to the date but to the years, they put mulch and soil on top of the weed barrier, and it's all full of weeds. So the weed barrier is only good if you're going to be putting something on top of it. If you're putting it by itself, stuff's going to grow through it. I worked at a nursery. We had weed barrier down all the time. Sometimes we'd lay 2 or 3 rounds of it. I don't know why. I guess there was nothing for us to do, and they had too much money to spend. And you know, after like 3 or 4 months, the weeds came back, and when like, you gotta go out there and pull it. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I might have a little bit of that with this, but it's also going to be a lot nicer. It's going to be a lot nicer for me to walk on, because I like walking around barefoot out there, and with the wood chips, it's horrible. So, because these things are great, but I also want to go barefoot. And yes, you're seeing a custom sprinkler system that I'm going to be installing that I've never seen anybody do online, so I can't wait for that video. I also have my Keter, but they're not Keter. They're you pronounce it Keter in the United States, but it's actually like Keither or Keither. I forget. It's like Saudi Arabian or Israel. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm pronouncing it wrong from the actual name of the company. But they make some really amazing sheds. So I got 8 of those suckers. And years ago they were like $80, and now they're like 130. So I got 8 of those for 130. You could do the math. Remember, I'm doing this all on a payment plan. And then also this right here is actually a bird bath, so that my birds that are out back, which originally I didn't want my birds to have any excitement with the garden, but I finally have cat birds and they like water, and I got a hanger coming with some suet. Oh yeah, no, I go crazy when I got something like a cool bird that's finally coming out there. I also got this today, which you're like, what the hell is this brown dynamite? This is organic from Back to Bare Roots. Nothing, I have no sponsors at all in this video. This is all coming out of pocket. It's expanding potting soil. I like using this as coco coir with stuff. It's peat free. And then I also have some sand, which is it says expert gardener. I really don't think I'm that at all. It says wash play sand, extra fine, soft texture, not suitable for hardscape projects. Hardscape projects. I thought it said projects by itself. I'm like, what the hell is this for? Aquariums or traction. So I get to play with it, but it looks kind of like super fine. I'm super sweaty. I don't want to touch it, but it looks super fine. So I'm going to try to kind of mix it into the soil on plants that need it. Plus I got some other stuff I do that needs sand, so like landscape wise. So, and I got it from Walmart. It's super cheap. So this was, I don't remember honestly, but this is not in the video, so that's not getting incorporated into it. Just only the grass. And those were the nails that we used before. And then I got myself my own wheelbarrow finally, with the most aggressive tires you can literally find on a wheelbarrow. I like it. I put it together sitting on the floor. It was super humid in here, so my big boy over here, the built hard, I think it's 36-inch built hard, 36 or 32, somewhere down that range, made it feel a hell of a lot better than it does right now. So that's what that is. So I'm going to start moving those, and I'm going to move one of them so you guys can see how fun they are to move them. And then after that, I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. And that's it. So let's get the rest of the crap out of the truck. Obviously, that was simple, moving the rest of the fabric out. I'm going to just stick it off the heater. Kind of like running out of room in here. I got so much crap in the way. Plastics, nails, and such. That handle, I'm already going to tell you, that handle is going to get me somewhere along the line. I'm going to ass on my ass. Ass over asshole. Trying to lift one of these things up. I've already they came originally in boxes, but now they are out in a box. And they're not really that bad, but they have a good amount of weight to them. Shift it to the truck. Woo! There you go. You can see the tailgate. They're like 45 pounds. Good Lord, I'm out of shape. 1, 2, 3, woo! That's 1 out of 4. So the rest of them I'm going to put in, listen to music, and then we'll get out there and install them. Whew. Trying to beat the rain. Well, we got the fake grass loaded in the army truck, but we gotta go pick up my mother's medication from the pharmacy. So, in case people are wondering, like, you know, does your army truck run? No, it doesn't run. It went to Desert Storm and back. It stands up proud, unlike a lot of you people. It don't run. It stands proud. It might need a little more training fluid. We got it on board. But it will run more than you will. It will run and drive, but it will never run from a good time. I don't make no sense in my video, but I might do it just later. What is this, a mole? What the hell is this? What the hell is on my chest? It's a leaf. How about a mole? Moly, 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 moly. Let's go. Alright, we are back from that, and I laid down one section of grass. I'm not going to lie. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And now, of course, I'm going to put a disclaimer over and over again, is that I'm not doing this with the leveling and the beautification of that everybody does. Look, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm doing it for a simple reason, which might bite me in the ass in like a year or two from now, but you know what? I don't really care. But it's funny too, because when I unfolded this thing, it's a lot heavier than the fabric. And since I've been going, the fabric's actually started to lay out better. Nevertheless, also sometimes I do like to go for a drive in the army truck when I get a little fuck this. I'm going to do this. Let me go for a drive in the army truck and come back and, you know, reset my brain. So I tried running it the long way, and it didn't work. But when I ordered it by the dimensions of literally this to the edge of the concrete, and unfortunately it's off by like a smidge, which probably was honestly my fault, not theirs. So this is my dilemma. So here's the thing. So obviously it's going to have to get cut around the tree, and it's going to come this way more to the edge. This is just looking at it as it is. You know, obviously, like I said, it's got to go around the trees. It's going to come this way more, but it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the concrete that I was hoping it would. It's missing by just a smidge. The problem with that is, unless something is sitting on it or it's like glued down by some type of adhesive of some sort, it's going to flap in the wind. And the reason why I was going onto the concrete was to extend my growing space, being I'm going for elevated beds. And my property was like a moonscape. So I'm literally working with what I got. And a lot of people are probably going to have to deal with moonscape properties. You know, unless you want to spend really tons and tons of money. More than this to go down that road. And of course it's going to be like beautiful. And then when you get tired of it, it's going to look like shit. So if you work on it in this kind of idea, it looks less like shit, I guess you want to call it. Nevertheless, so I kind of do want to pull the grass a little bit more this way when I go around the tree. And I'm literally just putting a slit in there and then putting it around and then cutting it on the sections. And then obviously there's always going to be a lot of waste, such as like transmission fluid for the army truck and also other things, of course. Yeah, this is my progress so far. So the cocoa core, I'll do that after the fact. It's actually what I'm thinking of doing. I'm going to put a nice little circle around it. Nothing big, nothing crazy, just enough to kind of like fill in the blanks that the fabric didn't do. And then I'll put the cocoa core fiber on top, and I'm going to staple that in as well. Because I'm thinking, like, if I put it under the fabric and under the grass, I'm not going to be able to get to it when I need to change it or put a new one. But if I put it on top, it might look a lot nicer. Plus, I can also access it and replace it and so on and so forth. And it's biodegradable, so I can just compost it. Is the other positive to it. Yeah, so this is where we're at. So, might be some sweeping, and I don't even know what to use, honestly, to adhere. I got so much bottles of silicone. I might be out here corking or caulking. Caulking? Is that what it is? Caulking? That had nothing to do with it. Caulking. I had to get the phlegm out of my throat. caulking my way down the line, if that works at all. I don't know. I don't think the silicone will work that way. I got tons of it, but you know, there is going to be stuff sitting on here, but it is going to flat back, which is going to be a bother of mine, unless I just cut it back and I leave it half concrete and half grass, and then I wish I pulled it the rest of the way. So honestly, actually, now that I'm thinking about that out loud, I'm really going to pull it to where I want it, try to get it stapled down in that section on the other side of the bricks. Mostly I'm going to have to rip the bricks up and then lay the grass out. Now here's the thing, I got 4 of these guys, right? So obviously this one went down pretty nice. Obviously it's got to get yanked over, and the next one that I put down is going to get a little shaky over here, because we got the tree, we got the blueberry that's over here. Hopefully this kind of goes a little easy. So who knows, maybe 3 of them might work, 4 of them, there might be a lot of cutting, who knows. Maybe I'll do a video per sheet, just give you guys the update. I don't know. See how much storage I have on my phone. And I honestly, I do this all from my cell phone. If you guys don't know, a lot of people have the cameras and the microphones, and I'm just simple and boring and cheap in certain ways. Anyway, let me see how this looks. I'm going to go back to listening to music and drinking and playing with my smoker and thinking. I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of thinking, that's for sure. I do a lot of thinking. I sit on my garbage pail, I look at it, I move stuff around, I sit back, I look back at it again. And I want it like just right, but to the rightness that I like. I don't care what anybody else likes. I'm just showing this for you guys. I'm liking it already. Honestly, I'm looking at this, I want to go to sleep on it. So, alright. And what sucks is going to rain tomorrow, so this has got to get laid tonight. Literally. So, I am burning daylight talking to you guys, and the sun is up there, and the ground is here, and so yeah, let's get back to work. Alright, I took a well-deserved break, so I can sit and reflect and try to figure out how I want to do this. That's the coconut core circles that I was talking about. They're going to go around the trees and everything. My pizzas. Oh, come on. Now that I start filming, now that it's open. But it opens like such. And it's got a pretty good circumference on it. It's got a little slit that already came with it. And you can custom make it. That's going to go on top of my grass. So, before I get on my ass. And what I'm also thinking too is I want to use like the chrome staples on that. I don't want to use the green staples. So the green staples had those little plastic collars on them. The washers. Everybody says to use them. I don't like the look of it. The reason why I don't like the look of it is just because it's a darker green than the grass. If I stick it here, it's noticeable. Right, you can see that. Right? I don't know if you can see that. But you can see that. See how noticeable it is. So I don't like that. The lower I go with my belly, the deeper my voice gets. I'm like Tyler Perry. Sometimes my voice changes depending on the mood I'm in. So, I cut it, I stretched it, I cut it, I stretched it. I flipped my blade around on my work blade, which is WORKPRO. I've had this for years. In case anybody has one of these, the extra knives are in this red compartment. All you gotta do is pull this back to get to them, and you push this down to close it. FYI, this can hurt you really bad. So just viewer discretion is advised in case anything happens. I'm prone to hurt myself. So I'm going to try to figure out where to stick you. Stick you there. Stay. Alright, so... oh, hell. Getting on the ground. So you can see how, like, coming around the tree, it's a little tight, obviously. And that's just because I literally put a slit in the grass. So what I want to do is put a bigger slit, which involves me being on the other side. Likely. But I want to put a bigger circumference on it. So, you know, I really didn't plan this video out, did I? Nope. I never did. So, we got our green staples for the grass. We got a coconut core circle. But what we want to focus on is really like this right here, right? So you want to go around the base of whatever tree you have. You can see how it's bunching up really bad, and you don't want that at all. So what you can do is actually fold it back and guesstimate by putting it up to it and then seeing where it hits, and then just putting a little pressure on the back side of it, right to your groin or your knee, to figure out what you got to cut, like that. And now we cut around it. Not bad, right? Not bad for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And now this actually looks pretty good right there, and try to pull out the weeds and the grass and the leaves and etc. when you can. So now we have a nice little ending here. So what's nice with this is now that I can actually staple this in like such. Now I could make it a little wider, but I'm going to keep it this way because I just like the way it looks, honestly. So I'm going to grab a green staple, one of these, and I'm going to put it in and fold it over the other piece of grass at the highest point of it, and I'm going to hammer down. Hopefully I find some ground, which over here is like really tough. And these things aren't as, the problem is, like, you're stapling this stuff, it's a lot harder to staple into than it was with the fabric. So you're going to actually have to give it a little bit more oomph, like that. Okay, so now this cut section, I know it looks kind of crappy here, we could always cut all this stuff back, we have a staple here as well, but now this cut section is nice and locked in here. Now I can go back and put more of what I want, more staples, more whatever, but we do have the cocoa core circle that I can now stick around it, and we're going to need to cut the cocoa core circle. So this is biodegradable. If it makes it to the composter, that's great. If it doesn't, it makes it to the garbage pail. I really don't care. Ooh, this is hard to cut in the air. I don't want to cut it on the grass, so we're going to have to try to cut it off to the side in the dirt, but you can't see on camera, because I don't want to cut accidentally a slice into the lawn, the new lawn, that we don't need. So I'm going to try to keep this and put it off to the side and run it through my composter that I have. Okay, so I cut this right here. This is going to literally end up in the garbage pail. I know it. I'm sorry I'm lying to you. But now we're getting a little bit better circumference on here, like such. And honestly, that doesn't look too bad. It's a little tight on the tree itself. Hey, Mr. Catbird, I hear you meowing. So we have a little bit of a bite. Hear him? He's meowing. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So right there, that's actually not really that bad of a cut. It's a little tied up against the bark, but honestly, I'm trying to keep as much weeds out of here as possible. And once I get all my my straw and my other mulches and stuff, it's going to go in the hole as well. So I'm actually just, I like this angle so freaking much, but you know, I got a pole here to help strengthen it, but I want to cut this a little bit better. So I'm just going to come back and I'm going to cut it again. So I know I keep cutting it off camera, but honestly I don't want to cut stuff I don't want to cut. So yeah. Yeah. Hey, where'd you go, buddy? Like, what are you doing? Where'd all my wormies go? Don't worry, guys. I got something really cool coming in just for you guys. I literally bought stuff just intentionally for the catbirds that are now living in my neighborhood. Or living by my house, I should say. So that right there gave the tree a little bit of more breathing room. And then I can actually run the metal staples through here. Now, of course, it sticks out past the fake grass. But I don't care. It's a nice extra barrier. And then obviously I'll have more wood chips, more mulch and stuff I'll stick in the middle. And that's going to be really nice as well, just to put on there. Just honestly, to me it looks a lot nicer. I might be wrong. So I got to get a bunch of the silver staples. I'm going to staple this sucker in. I'm going to run down that line. And that's really about it for every little tree. I'm going to do a video for when I do the cat mint, because I'm going to get really minty during that. And the bees are going to get really friendly. Sometimes the bees, especially if I got carpenter bees, I don't know why, but they will literally zoom in on my camera on my phone. They find the little circle on my phone and they'll zoom in and be like, "Hi, my name is Bob. My wife left me. I got a hive to myself. I'm a crazy queen, and I got this weirdo in my area mowing down stuff that I eat. I don't know if I should attack him or bite him." But then he's like, "Hi, Mr. P. I'm not Mr. P. My name is Ben." Oh, yes. I am slowly losing it shortly. But yes, just so you guys can see it from up above, you can see what it looks like. I might trim it a little bit more. But that's what's going to be on top of that, this, that, and this guy over there. And the blueberry. Trying to fill in the blueberry hole. Honestly, I think that looks a lot better. Honestly, I'm loving the look of the grass. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's fake, but I am loving the look of it, and I got this much waste so far. So, and I'm not gonna lie. Doing this, you don't realize how many 40-gallon garbage bags you actually fill up. And that's a big bag for a little garbage pail. So I pull the bag out and I fill the rest of it, you know, enough so the garbage guys don't have to struggle. And then I make another bag. Whoo, boy. We gotta do all this before the rain goes down. Rain's coming tomorrow, so we got the rest of the strip to go. So this is the first section. Once this section is done, I'll shoot a video. Then the next section, and the next section, if I remember. If not, you'll see the ending video. Also, I'm cooking at the same time too. And drinking. And sweating. Humidity's starting to drop, which is nice, because it's about 4:46 in the afternoon. So I do have some salvation coming, but I do have a lot of nailing to do. So I just gotta go nailing. Well, does anybody feel like playing golf on the green? Well, meanwhile on the green. Also, I'm going to try to get some footage from my camera. It's watching me have meltdowns. Sort of, kind of what's coming. So, I got to run the rest of this, which is going to be exciting, mess, all the way to the other side. Now, the problem with that is that we have to get up in here. Now, the bees are friendly with me, okay? Literally, look at this. Mr. Bumblebee, look at this. My hand's right near the bee. Buddy, look at this. It's like, on me, not on me. Come on, buddy. Buddy, come on. I know you're trying to eat. I know. You're like, alright, leave me alone. So, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut a line in the grass to get it to go around that to get to the other side. Now, the problem with that is that it's going to be cut all the way over. Meaning it's going to be cut. There's a seam all the way here down the line. That's a lot. That's a big seam. Really, ice cream guy? Go fuck yourself. We have I have to cut this seam, and then I got to cut it bigger, obviously, down there. Oh man, I keep burping. Who wants to play golf? I like the Coca-Cola, but good lord, it looks like I'm about to play miniature golf ball to the fucking ice cream guy's head. Go away! It's fucking 60 degrees with 80-degree fucking humidity. My smoker's running, man. It's smoker time, not ice cream time. What are you talking about, bro? So, this is our kind of, not really a dilemma, just more or less of a pain in the ass. So honestly, it is going to suck because I'm going to have to run it cut all the way through here. And there's no other way I could really do this other than doing a section there and a section here. I really don't want to do it section by section. So I got to move the grass over a smidge more. And lay the flap out, get it all plumbed up, run a line in it, pull it, run a line, pull it, run a line, pull it, get it all the way to where I need it. And of course I'm going to try to smush them together, make them look pretty as much as I can, and then it's going to be a fucking pain in my ass, because the other option was to run it straight from here, which might be another option, where it would be, I would take the grass, I would flip it and run it this way, here and then there, but I still have to cut it to get it in between. So I'm going to play with that, see if that's a different option, just so I'm not wasting so much, because I'm not wasting it, it's just like the cut is going to be such a pain in the butt. Motherfucker, for fuck's sake, everything's always got to be so much harder than it has to be. But that actually might work out, because I couldn't run it that way. But if I could run it, if I could do one section this way, because this way came out beautiful. I know you see the little creases in it and stuff. When I get some golf balls out here and some people, you know, we start whacking some sticks and some balls, things will get smoothed out. A little brushing, a little vacuuming, you know. I'm not putting sand down like everybody else does. I want to come out here barefoot as much as I can. It's comfortable to walk on, honestly. So if I can actually run the turf like that way, but I only got 3 of them, right? So I got 2 left in the truck, and they're actually pretty decently sized apart, like the distance apart. So I mean, we're looking at, and this is what I do all the time off camera. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish. So that's 22, 12. My shoes are 11 inches, so that's, say, almost 12. Right, so it's almost like 12 feet. It's a little shy of 12 feet. So if we were to run it that way, right, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That put us about here. To run it, well, that's wrong, but that's the width of it. The width, I don't know, is it the width? It's the length. The width of it is longer than the length. Oh, good Lord. Actually, honestly, I think that actually might work. If I do flip it, and I run it this way, and this way, but then even if I run it, like we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh my god, 8, 9, 10, 11, right, outside of 12. If we run it that way, plus, because that, from that to that, okay, so we run it from there to there, the length that way, we only got that to go around, that's 1, and then this one would be about the same, we have to crop it in, and then the last one would honestly be the same way that we did the fabric, versus going east and west. There's less cutting and less fabricating. I'm going to lay it out and figure it out in my head. So, but oh man. Otherwise, I'm going to be running a seam all the way down. You know, the seam is going to literally run from there all the way down to the edge. And the edge, I prefer like a solid grass, so I could do something with it. Either cut it or do something else with it. So if I can actually just take that and then flip it and run it straight that way 3 times, I'm going to know as soon as I move it, and I could run one of them, I can move 2 of them that way. That might work. It might work. A little less waste and a little bit less aggravation. Who knows? It actually might look really freaking good. Alright, let's do that. I honestly didn't realize how much of a pain in the ass this is going to be. This is a major pain in the ass. And it's fun trying to do this. I'm barefoot now, which is freaking phenomenal. I'm loving it. My bees that are harvesting so much pollen over here from the catmint are honestly feeling my pain right now, because I am up their ass, literally, with trying to, sorry buddy, trying to like make stuff level, and you can see them, like they are just I got a ton of bees out here by me. I love my boys, my girls. I love my bumblebees. But they're so friendly. I don't know if it's just that they are friendly as they are as a species, or it's just that they're super used to me. Like, I will be in there with them, and they're like an eighth of an inch from my face, and they look at me and they're like, I feel the pain. I feel the pain. That's all you have to stand up and re-drag the rug again, take the staples out, put them back in again, overlap it. We still haven't brought that rug over. We're still working on this rug. I cut that. I cut this again for like the 80th time. And they're just farming away. They're just harvesting because they know that the storm is coming. Like, the birds are still here, the bees are still here, and they are honestly my best weather vane, because they know when I see the bees leave, it's time for me to call it quits, to put it that way. Like, they are, like, I've literally, like, I tried to scoop up one of my bees to put him in my hand, and he was just like, Mike, not now, I gotta harvest. He's just like, they're like a little combine harvester, you know. He's just like, look at him. He's just like, I gotta go. I gotta do this. Like, shit's gotta go. So, I'm gonna stick you over here and try to use a plant. So, after the 800th time of stretching this out, we can finally put the staples back in. This way. Oh my God, everywhere. Oh boy. It is so hard to do from this angle. One there. You gotta try to keep it straight. You don't want to move the rug too much. Another one. Another one. And another one. Alright, I know it looks like shit. It actually doesn't when you actually really look at it. Alright, so I got more to put back there. I got to trim around that side. But look at my guys. Look at the amount of pollen is on it. Buddy, don't leave me hanging. Look at them all. They're cranking out here. They love this catmint. And when I put this in the garden, I mean, they went from here to all the plants, but for some reason the catmint they love. And I will literally be up in here pushing it back, and they're not trying to sting me at all. Like, we're all doing a job. Everybody's doing their own job, you know. No matter how much, like, I kind of want to, like, come here, buddy, just land on me. Look at him. He's just like, yeah. Oh, I'm in the middle of work. Leave me alone. We could do this later. Look like us. He doesn't give a flying fuck. They don't. They're very friendly. So they got their job done, I got mine. So anyway, you can go back to stapling and listen to music and pissing and moaning. So, and the birds leave them alone too, so which is really interesting. So I got like cardinals, I got catbirds, and here you go. Hey buddy, where you go? He's like, oh my God, he's still here? I thought you were done. I got the other one. The other one, the layout's going to be even worse. So, right, guys? It's going to be even worse to lay out the other one, because I got to get up into there. This should be exciting. Yes, this is extremely fun. Every so often I have to hunt down my phone, because now it's starting to blend in with the ground. Before it stuck out like a short thumb, but now it blends in with the grass. Well, guys, I got a fun project for you. Shoes off. I could literally sleep out here, but fortunately we have a harder situation. So we have a little bit put on that side, we have a little bit on this side, and we have to actually cut a section off. So I'm going to say this is going to be really fun doing it, because when I explain it afterwards, if I didn't film this, no one's going to know the pain, the aggravation, the cutting, the fun. And eventually, I honestly feel like I'm going to be doing this during a downpour. Because the birds have gone, but the bees have stayed. And I know the bees are kind of like me, they work all the way to the end. So, we're going to keep working all the way to the end. We're going to finish this today, so that tomorrow when it rains, I can walk outside and say, for fuck's sake. But I stretched it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up on our knees like such. We got our blade here, and I have a line over here. I got a trim line that's over there. I got Caleb and Jeremy Clarkson in my head. Jeremy's just like, let's go to the pub. Caleb's like, let's follow the trim line. So I got that over there, which is good. I got enough buffer over there in case I cut a little too short on this side, because in case the section of here runs a little this way or that way, same thing on that side, just by a smidge, I can do it this way. So I'm looking at this, and I'm just gonna go through here, and I'm gonna try to cut it like such. Now, I would advise you using a sharp blade like this, which is using a new blade, and also not cutting your inner thigh. And I'm not like Ariana Grande. I do have a little bit of a titty. Oh my god, my titty showing. Sorry. I like to make fun of everybody, including myself. Still waiting on Frank Castagna to send me the bro. You know, the bra for men, the bro. You know what that is? Ow, I just stabbed myself. That'd be great. Look at that, I just stabbed myself. Look how quick that is. And we got some blood showing here. Alright. Going to this layer here. I probably cut myself about, I don't know, 3 or 4 times with the blade. It's gonna happen, you know. You're out there, you're working in this type of environment. You're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get cut. Just, you know, roll with it. You know, when you're sitting there, you're crying on video, oh my god, I got hurt. Just shut the fuck up. There's people who fought for this country who were bleeding to death, who kept fighting for this country, for us to call home, for us to allow to do stupid shit like this, dangerous stupid shit. So you cry, you're just a baby. Now we're at like a really thick stage. I mean, look at all this fake grass particles. I mean, all this I could literally come by with my lawnmower and suck it up. Which is funny too, because I was in my garage and I was looking at the back of my lawnmower, and I was like a little pudgy, you know, like a little pudgy. I was like poking my bag, and I swear my lawnmower was like saying, hey, you gonna poke me? I'm gonna poke you. And I'm like, I might have to empty your bag. Like, you're getting a little pudgy there, buddy. Yeah, well, you don't clean me out until I'm full. You're right about that. So when people ask, did I just cut a shit ton of grass? I just did. With a blade. That is quite a cut. And I got one cut on here. I got that. I got this. Got one here. I got one here. One here. One over here. One here. About like 8,000 stabs from just kind of cutting and hit myself by accident. But that's it. We close the blade up. Put it aside. Now we have a nice section of grass with also a full section still left over. So now with this section here, and all its minions, we're going to roll it out. We're going to get it around the catmint and the rest of the blueberry. And that blueberry plant that's there is literally just for the catbirds. So I have 2 blueberry plants. Well, I wouldn't say 2 blueberry. I'm going to try 2 blueberry plants and 2 strawberry plants that are going to actually be an enclosure. So it's going to be an elevated raised bed that has a cage on top of it that's all fabric with vent holes in it. And that's where my strawberries and my blueberries are going to be, so that my mother and I, my friends, can enjoy it. Other than that, that plant is going to literally be for my catbirds and whatever bird or squirrel that comes out into the area. So it's going to be a very inviting garden versus what it was. I do think about sometimes I do want to put some stuff in here to keep like raccoons and cats out, just so like my birds and my squirrels can eat without dealing with like somebody's cat or like a raccoon. We don't have deer out here. I mean, we do, but I'm fenced in by a 6-foot fence, so I'm not I don't have to worry about deer. And if they jump the fence, then you know, that's a whole other video. You know. Tonight we're having venison at Growtopia. I'm kidding. I love venison. Oh, it's so great. Look at this. The fake grass is on my knee. Oh God, I love having fun. But now we can see from this roll, it looks a lot more manageable. Like, we do have a little extra over there, of course, like I said. We have over here a little bit, so I'm gonna roll it out and then feed it in, and then I can put all the other pieces together. We have that as a leftover, and honestly, I love walking on this. Look at it. I am barefoot in fake grass. Now, it's not the thickest fake grass. It's not the sponginess, you want to call it. Honestly, I like the way it feels. I honestly do. And I'm going to put the links in the description below of the grass and the fabric that I bought, and the Coco Core circles as well, the extra nails and stuff, in case anybody wants to do this. And like I said, you don't have to make it look pretty. I like the waviness. Okay? Everybody's like, that looks like shit. I don't care. I don't care. You know why? Because it's serving a purpose. For me, it's serving a purpose. It's stopping the weeds and stuff, and I can walk around barefoot. I don't care. I'm putting raised, elevated beds through here. I don't care what it looks like. And after multiple rain and snow and wind and unfortunately, a lot of this is going to fold back because I have to figure out how I'm going to glue that down. Maybe some Gorilla Glue. Who knows? Got some gorillas out here to help me glue. That's not... Any people that are worried, that's not a racist thing. That's literally like making a joke with Gorilla Glue. If the people from Gorilla Glue want to come out here and help me glue some plastic to concrete, that'd be really fun. Actually, I might really actually go for Gorilla Glue for that, because I'd be curious if plastic can glue itself to concrete. That'd be cool. So, anyway, I am going to roll this out. Roll out, roll out, roll out. So, a ludicrous reference in case I really got to get rid of. I've been working on trying to get rid of all the whiteys. Trying to look younger. I went to a store today and somebody thought I was 50 years old because of the hair on my head. Like, no, I'm 36. And I'm like, you're 36? Good Lord, you look like shit for 36. I'm like, thanks, I think. So, anyway, I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to cut it around my blueberry, trim it up, clean it. And I don't mind if it actually overlaps the flaps over there. Honestly, it's serving an amazing purpose. And like I said, I literally love walking on this. Like, it's comfortable. It is. I wish I could do my whole house with this. I have enough to do so. Maybe. I got this roll and a big roll. So, who knows? Who knows? There might be an episode. This is Mike from Growtopia. I am putting fake grass inside my house. Anyway, guys. Let's, I'm going to finish this before the rain comes. I have been getting eaten by a couple skeeters since the birds left. It was great when the birds were here because I was not getting eaten by bugs, because the catbirds and the cardinals and everything that's in the area were eating the bugs now that they left, and it's just me and the bees. And the gray hair in my beard. Now I'm getting eaten by skeeters. As long as they stay away from my skeeter. mosquitoes get near my Peter, I guess what? Gotta whack them off. Alright, so guys, this is what we are looking at right now. We are on our last leg of the stage here. We got to put the staples in, lay them out. You can kind of see the staples, if you kind of can see them. Kind of can't see them, which is what I like about them. And put the chrome ones, obviously, with that. I'm going to work on this guy here, put all the staples in, and then we're going to start wrapping up, which is what I've been doing. But we are currently on a good smoke of the ribs, which I cannot wait to bite into. Which might actually be in this video. I don't know. Kind of get weird eating in front of people, but they are freaking looking phenomenal. Woo! They're going on their final smoke, and they're going to sit like that, fully open like that. And of course, yes, I do have a hose. It's not that. To hose things down to make sure we don't have a forest fire, backyard, of course. But it is going to be great. This, honestly, I am loving the look of it more and more. The more I look at it, the more I smile, the more I get excited, the more my brain just excels for what's to come. I do know I have to figure out a way to kind of glue that section down to the concrete. So that is something I'm actually going to be researching after the fact. And when I'm finally done, probably sitting behind my computer eating some ribs, I will go down the breakdown of how much all of this costs. I do have extra staples though, so plus an extra roll. So I'm gonna exempt the extra roll that I have that I didn't use, and the 2 boxes of staples that I didn't use, minus the garbage bag, of course. And I'm gonna see what all of this came out to be. Yes, it's not, you know, straight, it's wrinkly, but you know what, it works for me. And honestly, the closer I get to where I want to be with this, the more happier I become. So I'm fine if it's wavy, but I got to put in a lot of staples, put in the fabric, sit down and cut it, listen to more music. I got like probably like another hour of work to go, literally, because I got to put in the staples and staple the section from here to here. I know everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, you got overlapping. I wouldn't want that in my house. Good for you. You would be out here with your shoes on. I'm gonna be out here with my feet. My feet are on. My feet are on this, and I am not being stabbed by anything. I love the feeling of it. It is freaking amazing. I don't know how many times I could really say it, but I'm literally just walking around on my feet. You guys will be with your shoes and your sneakers and shit. And your dog peeing. I don't have a dog. I have a cat. I had 2 cats. One passed away, of course. But I have 1 cat. And if I could find a hamster ball to stick her in, I think it would be really funny to bring her out here. Although I do know the catbirds would fuck with her, because they kind of sound the same. They all bitch at me at the same time. Especially that I'm going to be putting some bedrooms by my bedroom window of birdhouses, so hopefully the birds will be nesting here and staying here. And then obviously I got a water bowl coming for them, a water it's a water basin for birds that's on a cool plastic pillar, but I'm gonna walk into some Phillips. I want to put it on like a lighthouse that I have, sort of repurpose it if I can. If I can't, then it's just going to be on a pillar, and I am going to put other ways for birds to eat out here as well, which is all going to come into play. Just giving back to my environment, because we all live together in this amazing ecosystem, and we really have to stop actually taking from the natives. You know, not just the Native Americans, but the natives, the birds, the squirrels, the mice, the rats. I know a lot of people like rats. I don't like rats either, but you know, everybody's got to eat too. And unfortunately, if you have rats, it's usually because your neighbor is a slob. I'm not gonna name any names. Anyway, so the chipmunks, although groundhogs, I've heard, are probably a big problem. We don't have groundhogs out here. We do have deer that come by once in a while, as long as the monster gate is closed. We have a 6-foot fence that wraps in the whole property. I had this all fenced in because I was trying to keep a rabbit out, a family of rabbits and some ducks that had a tendency to sneak under my fence in the far corner on the other side of the army truck. And every time after, when I had the fence on there, I tried to feed them like the random stuff that I was growing, and they didn't care. They're just eating like, they're eating the weeds that I didn't pick up. And I'm like, why do I even have a fence? I'm keeping out myself. That's what I'm keeping out, because it was a pain in the ass. So I love the look of it without the fence. It's so much more inviting. And so I got to go down to stapling, because there's, as you can see, there's a lot of stapling. There's a lot of stuff to do around. And Smokers, like I said, is doing its last run. So that's going to run for about an hour like that. It's completely open. Oh man, I can't wait to taste those ribs, man. My mother's dying inside my house because she's been smelling it since like 2 in the afternoon. It is about 7:33 p.m. right now. I am still out here. It's 8 o'clock very shortly. By the time I'm done, by the time I wrap up this, put the army truck away, put the crap away, and then bring the ribs inside and put them on the plate. Oh, I'm telling you right now, with the barbecue sauce, and oh my god, I'm so hungry. I'm just trying not to think about it. But I have so many staples I gotta do. I gotta do a row of staples here, row of staples there. I gotta do a row of staples there, row of staples there. I gotta do row of staples here, making sure I button up everybody together, all the seams. And then also putting in the Coco Core circles, which honestly I do love how they came out looking above the grass than when I first thought about putting them below. I like them this way a lot better, because then I can change them out when I need to. So anyways, keep watching. There is more to come to this video. I am going to talk about the cost of everything at the end. This is probably one of the longest videos, but this is the biggest part of this video. And I honestly didn't think it was going to happen, because tomorrow we're about to have a monster snowstorm. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, if snow came down tomorrow, I would literally not be surprised. We have a monster storm coming that's going to be all day long. The birds left, they came back, so you can hear them. If I shut up for 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Forgot about that one. I gotta put that away. You can see obviously the different coloration from whichever angle you're looking at. Whichever angle you're looking at, but I really don't care. And you can see how there's kind of like how it ended here. But look, you know what? I really don't care. I can always come back. I got plenty of grass and staples to fill in the blanks. But it's getting the big section done, getting everything all buttoned up. And that was honestly a real pain in the ass, getting that all buttoned up and nice and tight. So I'm going to be trying to grab footage from my security camera, because I was talking to him the whole time. That was a real pain in the butt. But anyway, guys, keep watching. And we're going to finish this up now. It's going to probably be another half hour or so. So, whew, man, my smoker's coming this way. Everybody run, the smoke is coming this way. Oh, it smells so good. It's cherry apple smoke. So it is just, I mean, it is literally filling the air out here. Oh, it smells so fucking good. Oh, God, I'm so freaking hungry. But let's polish this off, and that's it. Please, I'm so sorry, but I gotta come in there. I gotta come in there. 30 fucking days. Much better than that side. This side? Nobody sees what I'm doing. Unless they catch up to me. Getting it to get around the plant. A lot of cutting, a lot of maneuvering, a lot of shifting. What am I getting at? Look, I have no training. No What do you think? You watching? Oh, what do you think? Woo! Yeah! Click, click, boom! Now I got staple. What do you think of that? Click, click, boom! Well, everybody, I got all the staples in. You gotta take your shoes off when you're on the green. Look at my my hand. That's literally from running the hammer and then hitting the green over and over again. Look at those 3 knuckles to the right. Whew, man, my hand's killing me. But we have all the nails in. Now, I didn't put Coca Core fiber around the catmint because honestly, it's really not going to need it. That thing is a very strong weed barrier. And any weeds I could just yank out of it. But we have all of this in here right now. And honestly, I am loving the look of this. And I'm so excited about what is to come next with the beds, the elevated raised beds. I got to put it together. My crazy monster truck of a wheelbarrow for making soil out of the back of my army truck. And even though it looks kind of like a little wavy, who knows what it's going to look like tomorrow. But whew, I can't wait for my ribs, and honestly, I can't wait to sit down and literally take a shower. Honestly, I've been running like this since about, say I got home a little after 1 o'clock. It's about 8 o'clock now, and we finally got it all done. We, myself and I, and the bees. And honestly, I really love the way it looks. Even though how wrinkly, even though how wavy it looks, I love the way it looks and the way it feels on my feet. I haven't walked in this area at all in such a long time. The wood chips made it so impossible, and this makes it so possible. And I love walking around barefoot. I do feel the staples here and there and stuff, but my feet do push them down, and us, we do have unevenness here and there, of course. But honestly, I really love the look of this, how clean, how fun it is, and so much more that I have to come that I can't. I'm like so excited with a custom amazing soaker system that I'm gonna be working on and showing you guys that I don't know why anybody else is not doing it on the internet. Honestly, because I look online to see if people are running the same kit that I bought. Nobody's running it. I don't know why. Maybe it's a lot of technicalness. Maybe people are running it and they just don't want to say that they're running it. I have no clue. So I think the smoker is just about almost done. It's literally running itself out with the meat that's in there. So the meat's getting all rendered down and all tasty. So I'm going to start loading up the army truck, loading up my whole pack of crap, and getting out of here. And I got some little bit of garbage over there to pick up. But honestly, this was one hell of a ride on a Friday afternoon. I'm not going to lie. It was one hell of a day. It was one hell of a day of being at the doctor's office with my mother, getting some scary news, and then, you know, them prescribing her medication to take, and then went out there and picked it up, obviously at one point in time, and then coming back here and then working on this. But it is utterly a fun, insane activity. Like I say, I still have to figure out a way to glue this down, because I know come tomorrow morning, if the rain just comes down tonight and doesn't do anything else, that's great. If I get a little bit of wind, that's going to fold back, and I got to figure out how to glue that to the concrete, so that's not the end of the world. And the Coca Core circles are going to allow water to penetrate into the plants that are around it as well. And obviously, being I didn't put one there, I missed the peach tree that I had in the corner over there, but it just, for whatever reason, it just died out. So my cherries, my plums, I think they're plums. You guys plums or peaches or pears? I know you're a cherry. I think you're a cherry. Actually, I think that one's a cherry too. I might have 2 cherries in here. Who knows? It's been quite a hot minute. And these were all planted a lot smaller. And this guy has been running since I was like 16. I'm 36 now, so that's over 20 years. He's been moving around from one place to another. And my bees, no matter how far it is down, my bees will come in and harvest the pollen from it. So I stop sneezing. So, and it just spreads out, and this is all new growth in the center too. So it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I just got to cut it back, and then so on and so forth. Yeah, so I got a nice growing space. Anyway, let me finish this up, and then the final video will be the how much everything costs, and maybe me munching on some ribs. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I hope you guys are liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends and family. If it's not something that you like, please unsubscribe from the channel so you don't see any cool stuff that I'm going to be doing. And doing it all by myself at 36 years old. Where most people these days that are younger and older just say, I don't want to do it. It's too hard. Just get out there and do it. That's it. I didn't think I was going to be able to get this done, to be honest with you. I thought this was going to take me another week, and I just pushed through the pain and everything, and honestly, I needed to get some Titleist so I can play golf in my backyard. Anyway, guys, keep watching. More to come. Alright, guys, it is the end of this weekend. That has been, whew, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta put my glasses down. I got my bib on. I know I said I wasn't gonna eat in front of you guys, because I don't like doing that, but honestly, after the ribs were smoked, I coated them in some amazing barbecue sauce that I had, and honestly, I gotta take a bite. I gotta take a bite before I start going down the breakdown of the cost of things. So let's take a look at this for a second here, and they are definitely a little hot. Now I'm going to take a bite of one of these and maybe clean the rib. Who knows? Oh my god. They are so freaking tender. I love my baby back ribs. Oh. Okay. So now that we devoured one of those, and that's not even a big one, that's a small one. That little guy. So, the breakdown for this week. Now, I want everybody to sit down, make sure you're sitting, because this is going to be a big number. Okay? I'm going to first start off with everything all together. That's not including stuff that we... So, the stuff that we didn't use is all still incorporated in the price, because I have it inside my house, right? So the first thing we're actually going to start off with is actually 2 packs of the weed barrier. So the weed barrier itself, it was actually 4 feet by 100 feet. It came 2 in a pack, and I bought 2 of them. So I had 4 packs. Not 4 packs, but 4 individual squares. Right? So 2 packs that I had bought. I had 4 squares. That came out to $65.20. That's after taxes and shipping and stuff being shipped to me. The next thing that we had was the monster order, which I'm going to say, I want you guys to sit back and relax, was the grass. So the artificial turf from Garland was a 12-foot by 21-foot section. It's indoor-outdoor rug. Each of them are sold for, now this is, this is June 2026 of 2026. They are sold at $296.92. I bought 4 of them, which came out to a grand total of $1,291.60. The next thing I purchased was more of the green staples, which honestly I think I went through almost like 90% of them. And I also still have the metal staples that you guys had saw before. They're like a long, looks like a long nail. I have a couple packs that I haven't opened, so I'm thinking about, I'm going to actually, not a couple packs, but I actually have a pack and an eighth. So I might return 1 pack of it. Each pack actually came out to $42.99. The green staples with the little wafer that I really like, that had the weird kind of dentist tool, that came out to $15.99. And then the big coconut core rings that I put around stuff came out to $29.99 for 6 of them. So I only bought 1 pack. I bought 2 of the green staples. So the two packs of nails that were 100 pieces each at $42.99, plus the 2 packs of the green landscape staples with the wafers. There were 50 pieces a pack. Those were $15.99 each. And then the giant, not the giant, but the coconut core discs, tree mats, mulch rings. They came out to $29.99 for a grand total of $160.89. Next thing that was also incorporated in this video was also more staples. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough staples to staple everything down, where I wasn't trying to cheap it out, where things would get. It's so hard to talk to you with this big bowl of meat in front of me. So I have to take a couple bites here. So that's some good eating. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough stuff in case that I went a little further and I didn't have enough. So I ended up buying 3 packs of Fed Garden 6-inch 100-pack galvanized landscape staples, which were the silver ones that you guys saw that I was using to put on the cocoa core, and I actually use that on the landscape fabric. So those were $15.29 a pack for 100 of them. I bought 3 packs of those. They came out to $49.89. And last but not least, whatever, I needed another pack of landscape fabric to finish the rest. And it really sucked because I literally needed like 1 piece, but I was in such a hurry I ended up buying another 2-pack. So it was another 2-pack of each square that are 4 feet by 100 feet, and each pack comes out to $28.89. With shipping and handling, it comes out to $30.97. So what is the grand total for all of this? It comes out to $1,598.55 just for this week's video, not including the 22 bucks I put in my army truck just for the hell of it, of highway diesel. The clear diesel that you get from the pump of 4 gallons at $5.01. I was wanting to see if my fuel gauge was working. It still didn't move. It was 4 gallons. I put fuel in that truck like once a year or once every couple of years. It's got really good fuel efficiency. So that is what everything cost me. Now it sounds like a lot of money, but it is on a payment plan. It was all actually incorporated in one solid order on Amazon. And if you have an Amazon credit card, if you look at when you're at checkout, there's your Amazon credit card, how much you have from like selfie return, your little credit, and down below that is a spot that shows you if you pay $49 a month for 12 months with 0 interest, you get no points, but it's 0 interest. And if you actually calculate it on your phone, it's the exact amount that you owe, as long as you have that credit card paid off. And that is exactly how I'm affording doing all of this. Otherwise, spending $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever the hell it is down the line, nobody could afford that. And I mean, not nobody, but everybody could afford that if you have the money to do so. But if you want to do it on a smart budget way and have a lot of fun doing it, I would say that is the way to go. Otherwise, that everybody, I'm going to keep eating my ribs. I can't stand smelling these things trying to talk to you. And that's it for this week's video. Alright guys, like, subscribe, share it with friends and family. Share it with friends and family. And get out there and grow something. Do something crazy. Redo. Hey, where you going? Redo your whole garden. Wear a bunch of napkins. Buy a bunch of clothes that fit you better. Don't keep wearing the same clothes over and over again. I know that's probably one thing people keep saying. But anyway, this is Mike from Growtopia, and I'm hungry. It's been a long day out there. I spent about, overall, I would have to say, today was at least about 8 hours ish, and Wednesday was probably another 5 to 6 hours, and then some. And then yeah, Wednesday, Thursday I didn't do anything. Tomorrow it's supposed to downpour the whole day, so I had to push to get it done, which is Saturday. And Sunday I don't really like working unless I have to with the garden. I like transplanting on Sunday or starting more plants. But I still gotta go back to my day job. And can't tell my boss. I'm like, yeah, I can't come in because I feel like I got nailed at a golf course. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. Anyway, this is Mike. I'm signing off. I'm hungry. Where the fuck is the button?